Oh god, oh fuck. I like opened the game at the exact moment I started recording and accidentally opened it twice. But yes, it is time for the blood of Snowbound. The, the, the blood that must be removed from the snow. You seriously. Baby? Volume 3 of Growth, Economic and Agricultural. What? It's another half-remembered dream. You're a sprawling machine, every piece of you grinding with effort, going too long without being maintained. Your gears scream and spark with a grating noise that, taken all at once, is in a tonal melody, brilliant in its simplicity. You sing for the effort and the labor. You turn and turn, never done. You wake before sunrise, as always. God, your head. You open your eyes and stare out from the Recupera cocoon at your room, glowing with the dim pastel light of the stronghold that filters through your blinds. Your burgeoning headache protests at even that meager intrusion of light, and you let out a gentle hiss in pain. You have got to stop trying to match drinks with girls 10 sweeps younger than you, especially when both the girls and the drinks themselves might be actively trying to kill you. After enjoying the darkness for a few moments more, you drag yourself out of the cube. Relaxing as the slime inside may be, the antiseptic odor is threatening to make you sick. You grab your ice cream and set it to scroll through the messages you received overnight, along with your usual automated news feeds, looking for any headlines related to the thefts. Attempted convenience store robbery ends in concussion when perp slips on puddle of nacho cheese. That's nacho cheese, buddy! Oh god. That's not your cheese! Put it back! Ramona Raquel's priceless necklace stolen at ball. Who? WrestleMania becomes Brother Mania! Brother! 12 dead. How for art thou, wench? You up? Been too long since we came to blows. Done us, you think? Hit me up, girl, you know where I be, yes. Romeo? Okay, that last one wasn't a headline. Neither are the next 11, where his spelling gets even worse. Worse S. Good heavens, you hater, for even making you think that. This is the person I saw on the Vast Air Twitter, wasn't it? Like, Snowbound Blood Twitter? Yeah, they have, like, separate Twitters. I actually have it open here. Or, not the Twitter, but, like, there's a Twitter link somewhere here. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, yeah, I probably am. Volume 8 is coming out soon, so it'll probably be out before I finish the series, before I, like, finish catching up. You button up your shirt and run a comb through your hair, not considering yourself with a few gray strands. You got a couple more leads to pursue. Bitcoin, crypto, and Husky Maisie. I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl, but they're baby. They're adorable, and I love them already. I don't know anything about them, but I love them. Well, you? I'm tempted to choose you specifically because Bitcoin. The goddamn Bitcoin name. Bitcoin cryptocurrency. Why aren't cow coins a thing? Like, Andrew Hussey came up with a bullshit concept of a cow coin specifically so some freaking dink would make the freaking cow coins real. They aren't real, you know? Cow coins. Oh god, oh fuck. Oh, oh god. Oh fuck. Uh, are they real? I I'm I what? Okay, why did it pop up? Yeah, this could very well be Homestuck based. I don't know. What is this? Is this a Homestuck reference or not? What the fuck? Cow coins. What are people saying about cow coins? Oh god, oh fuck. Oh god, Andrew Hussey. What did you do? What have you made people do? What the fuck? I'm I This might not actually be Homestuck related. Sure. I do not speak Japanese, so please. Try again. Try again. Thank you. Get your health and fill your wallet. Rainbow appears above your head. I'm steps? What? Oh god, oh fuck. Okay, so gives you money for walking. If I had a smartphone, I might actually try this out, but I don't. Okay. Anyway, let's go for the. Wait, what's that in the back? Be as quiet as a rat. And that's his face. With a rat. I'm. What? Okay. Fuck, I am sold! I am sold because the rats. Boop. We're doing this. Your investigations yesterday didn't prove as fruitful as you hoped. So today, going to try something different. Looney Tunes back in action! Oh god! And then, I can't read that. Turning on the edge of the crater. Turning was not the right word. Meat or candy? Meat or candy, John? Meat or candy? Then, is this Futurama? Not quite sure. Clothes! This, what am I looking at? That's something up there too, but that's even harder to see. Oh god. Sometimes arming yourself with facts or logic isn't enough. Sometimes you just have to go with what your gut tells you. You stride along the lonely streets of Stronghold 21. It's very late, the time roaming somewhere around the mid-negatives, but you are more than used to the setting by now. In fact, you prefer it. There is a sort of peace to be found in the dead glow of morning. The city performs the sinfonetta as if by rote, all for an audience of one. Crosswalks spanning empty streets invite you with automated tones. Beep, beep, beep. At any other time, this street would be a flashing, multicolored mess. Neon signs and LCD panels would all be fighting for your attention, peddling distraction after distraction. New fashions that will go from hot couture to discount rack in a sweep. The McRib is back at the steamed ham joint on the corner. Oh god, the fucking steamed ham joint. Oh, there's so many references. I can't take it seriously. Like, I cannot spot any references. There aren't enough references. Joe Bow Gruff is in Smash. The fuck is Jarl Balgraf? Oh god, oh fuck. Oh god. Why do you have to open this in fucking Microsoft Edge? What the fuck is this scrolling? It looks so awkward.
If it's the war you're referring to, I'm on the side of Whiterun.
This guy, his voice, his position in the chair. What the fuck? The Star Wars story lives forever. No, it doesn't. You see, if you open this in Google Chrome, I could have done the joke where I just completely delete that from the page. Thank you for not doing that. Ha ha. Da, da, da. Anyways, you have limited understanding of what the last one means. I don't know either. I never played any Skyrim games, Elder Scrolls. Music plays distantly from various vacant storefronts, pop hits, and elevator jazz, all reverberating off the architecture into square waves of pleasantly echoing sound. Every stronghold is eerily similar. They're all carefully partitioned and as sterilized as the multi-purpose slime solution that is used as a general cleaning aid by most of the populace. That solution is also the same one your species uses to bathe in. It kind of burns when you use it for that purpose, at least at first. Easing into the pain, however, is simply a matter of practice. You're sure there's a solid metaphor you could be making here? Something pertaining to the stakes held in this kind of an industry, perhaps? But you digress. It may just be that primordial sludge you drank doing the talking, but recently you found yourself with the recurring feeling of being trapped, stuck in an endless recycle of repetition. Not only recently, and not only as far as this case is concerned, but for your whole life. It started after you spoke to Repite. Two suspects you interrogated thus far have led you nowhere in exactly the same way. The same accent, same motion, same shit on a different day. This will not be one of those days, you tell yourself. And yet, the nagging feeling that it could amount to nothing but another blurry spot in the picture you're trying to piece together is something that makes your mouth press into a black-lipped scowl. A few of the stronghold residents are still wandering around, those among them whose circadian rhythm is off kilter, you presume. They're not paying close attention to your affairs, though. Some seem to be outright avoiding you, just like when you hunted for Siraj. Just like always, you had to take a risk. On a whim, you decide to make arrangements with someone not part of your initial roster of suspects. You hassled a poor receptionist in the main corporate building to that end. The man has always been too anxious to say no to your requests. A few point calls later, and you were scheduled to meet your mark after hours at one of his business establishments in order to properly discuss your investment options. Little does he know what this so-called investment entails. There's nothing for you to gain here except knowledge. Knowledge and a deep-seated sense of satisfaction whenever you inevitably pin the scruffy player to the board. You may believe in being clear-cut with many of your choices, but every now and again, a surprise can be just what you need in order to advance towards a new stage of the game. The game in question is called Life, and you're about to knock another piece right off the table. I do not need to save. Recall bit. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna get a drink real quick. Ha ha ha, frick. And we're back. Watch my poor attempts to read, pour a drink, and drink said drink at the same time. Recall Bitcoin Crypto. What a clever name. What a completely original name. I'm truly stunned by the amount of originality that's present in his name. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Bitcoin Crypto. Oh god, he's gonna... I thought he was gonna be intimidating, but then you said he was anxious, and now intimidating music? Is he intimidating, or is he an awkward nerd? Make up your fucking mind! Bitcoin Crypto. You've had your scouter set on him for sweeps now, but you have never been able to catch him in the act of, well, anything. Not embezzlement, not fraud, not even good old decent exposure. The slimy little rodent has always managed to give you the slip before you got a chance to inspect him for disease. All perps eventually mold themselves into some kind of allegorical vermin in your quite bland, all things considered, imagination. But there's really no need to be going on such an inane tangent inside your own head. Who are you even explaining this to, yourself? The point is, he is a giant rat that makes all the rules in his field. There, plain and simple. You know exactly what type of man he is. He started young, a regular con man. For many, it's the ideal person in these trying times. Everyone always wants more than they already have, and some even genuinely need it. Bitcoin doesn't strike you as a ladder, though. I just realized I forgot to do something. No, where do I... here. Delete those, delete that, and that. I usually do that before recording. Not this, though. This is the first half of something else I'm recording. And, will probably be uploaded on the next Monday after, like, Monday of next week. Frick. It's not even the first half, it's like the first quarter. I just kinda got sad and stopped. Anyway, he quickly rose through the ranks of scammers and cheats. The cash of gullible fools succulent and ripe for his taking. From a start in television and show business, he moved on to business, and did not rest until he had a vice-like grip on the ebb and flow of currency. Now, the public bows to his every financial whim, and not even corporate regulation seems capable of keeping him in check anymore. Cypher Cash didn't hold anyone's interest until Bitcoin was involved, but in no time at all, he single-handedly expanded the market's relevance from entirely worthless to an alarmingly massive phenomenon. Of the currently existing 5,786 or so forms of analog tender, he has either personally crafted or otherwise popularized roughly a quarter of the total sum. Whether or not all of those are still maintained is irrelevant. The bottom line is, the guy's fucking minted. and with such a striking amount of equity on full display, he may very well be the highest bidder on a certain missing piece of history. Bustin'. You're so focused on recalling or aggressively not doing that, as the case may be, that you did. Oh, okay. Fair. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, gotta look around. Alright, so we have. Okay, you're gonna get a bunch. Alright, let's see. First, before we look at all the different kind of coins, what's over here? Yeah, alright. Just normal marketplace. Some guys up there. This person seems suspicious. They kind of look like a rat, honestly, with those teeth. They also kind of remind me of Nepeta's god tier. Anything else of interest? I like the guy's hat. Although, he gives me more, comedian vibes than Baby. That guy up there kind of looks like the frickin' nerd from Volume 1. Alright, anyway, money. We have cash, bald coin, sky coin, wrath coin. I can't even think of stuff for that. Steamed cash, Aurora Boreal loops. They keep making steamed hams references. They really fucking love that, don't they? Grimco. So I guess Cool and Vast Air having a whole frickin' section for steamed hams wasn't entirely out of nowhere. Alright, you just have to be P-coin. What the fuck? Litcoin? Lust coin, oh god. Bald coin, diamond, Loop platinum. This is like the big stuff. Loop platinum diamond. Oh my god. Fun bun. Slime wallet. Definitely money. Not money. All tender. Whatever the fuck that's supposed to say? I can't read it well. Cuck-ching? Cuck-ching. Oh dear god. Oh fuck. And then over here we just Cola coin. Moolah! Oh my god, this is fun. There's some candy. This is subliminally telling you to read the candy epilogues first. That's like the end of that thing, isn't it? I don't know. I honestly can't tell what that there is. Bart, no! Bart, no! I gotta read through big mistakes sometime. It's good. Okay, I got nothing else. Anyway, you're so focused on recalling or aggressively not doing that, as the case may be, that you didn't realize you were pushing through the revolving doors that lead into the Stronghold 21 currency dome. It's not your favorite hunting ground for white-collar crime, but it's certainly the most bustling. And, just like clockwork, the noted trailblazers and easily suckered alike scramble and close in at the slightest hint of fresh blood. You can't make out any of the words these frantic two-piece suit types holler as you press forward. The electronic ringing of alarms, phones, and endless chatter all coalesce into a singular wall of amorphous noise, and it makes you grit your teeth. Your head hurts. No matter, you have already spotted your target. When he told you to search for a sign of excellence, is this him? You're fully prepared to engage in a mutual bout of a falsified identity. Cryptic statements such as this usually precede these exchanges. The suggestion to meet at a non-covert location did leave you apprehensive, but, as you said, you've been in a risk-taking mood lately. What you were not expecting was a bona fide electric light show booth sitting smack dab in the middle of the complex's main floor. The damn monstrosity is even complete with gaudy, headache-inducing, as seen on TV, flashing signs. Signs that could threaten the continued use of your wary eyes. You immediately start to regret this. He's sitting pretty behind his remarkably empty stand as you make your way to him, chin propped up on interlocked fingers. It's almost as if he laced an entire circle around himself with repellent. It's him. What voice? I could just give him the Markiplier voice, but I don't know. I already did something like that for the last blue guy, so let's think of something more intimidating. Incredibly fearless. This! Alright. Incredibly fearless! This people is the true patron of our craft, and none of you dare leap from a master in the world unknown! You're prepared to deploy one of your famed rugged cops in order to draw his attention to you, as opposed to the non-existent audience he seems to be addressing at present. Bitcoin talks fast enough to cut that idea off before the slam even has a chance to reach your pipes. Don't worry, I just like to brag. It keeps the weak-willed away. Welcome to the club. Ah yes, the club. Under your current fabricated persona. Oh fuck, oh god, oh fuck. Oh my. Alright, we're back. What? Wait, what is this? Kakashi coin. That... I can't see it well, but it does not look good. At all. Anyway, under your current fabricated persona, you concocted a cover story about wishing to join the ranks of this nasty little clique, bound together in the loose trappings of a frail economy as they are. Still, you feel a deep, so currently revulsion at his words. You really do not care for the insinuation that Bitcoin and you are anything in the vicinity of peers. So that is supposed to be him. Cliques and clubs were never something you cared to involve yourself with due to a simple fact. You like to win. On your own terms, by your own merit. And you do quite simply despise this man. My name is Bitcoin Crypto. Surely you know me from places such as our official phone line, and obviously my many adverts on television. You're Miss Anonymous? Yes. Or should I say, E? We're going to die. That's the name I've given you, yes. Blunt. I like that. It's very easy to formulate aliases in a world where names can range from perfectly serviceable to absolute gibberish. They're all inherently meaningless. You typically tend to err on the side of an indistinct mash of letters, something like a zimfg, for example, and it always works. It was a purely tactical measure to come up with something a little more stupid. After all, Bitcoin spent his time mentally diving into pools of worthless metal. Certainly not the sharpest tool in the box. You're not the biggest fan of undercover gigs. With what's on the line, though, you will try your damnedest to seem as ignorant and non-threatening as possible. All in the name of your job, of course. Anonymous. I've been looking forward to our meeting of the minds. I'm afraid that my office isn't exactly in working order at the moment, but this is far better suited for the newcomers of the after-hours trade. Which, as those who are insurgents of said trade know, is slang for prime time to meet big, stupid trolls. Big, stupid trolls who yearn for stupidly huge rewards! So, in the interest of your interest in being curt, let's not waste a moment more of your time with common courtesy. You seem to know exactly what you're about. We can get you started with the lower streams of tender. There are several light risk options you can deal in that haven't caught on yet. You never specified your price range, so I'm just going to assume that you're broke. That's less than a problem here! No loops, no credits, no issue! No ideas, no risk! We can even hook you up with a Netcoin mental copyright stuffing plan right away. Easy peasy. Well, this is going to be easier than expected. You could meticulously tap him out, slow dripping little pieces of information through an orderly conversation. Just stand here and talk to him, each of you wielding your respective personal quirks, as your non-diegetic progress bar slowly fills itself. If you learned anything from your first couple suspects, that's exactly what you'll be forced to do. For what will seem like an eternity that goes nowhere. You'll just have to prepare for the mental density that requires. You have absolutely no interest in dealing with this man for even a second longer than necessary. The reason you decide Bitcoin even ranked on the suspicometer in the first place is that you're well aware of the seedy underbelly these businesses usually breed. There's no shortage of those interested in sending this planet's marketplace so far into the black, it may as well be made of garbage. You can't just idly chat about these run-of-the-mill currencies. You'd be here all day. You have to go all in. You have to think like him. You have to try and go stupid. Oh God. Here's.
Go crazy! Go stupid! Go crazy! Go stupid!
That's all.
Go crazy! Yeah!
That's all I can think at that line. But I've never seen the full video until now, and what the fuck? I'm just... Boop. Anyway... Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a much better idea of what I would like from the steel. And what would that be? Well, I'm not really clear on the specifics. That's much more your department. But if you were to ask me, I'm simply of the belief that all bright light casts a... You add in a dramatic pause for good measure. Shadow. Bitcoin makes a vain attempt to hide a pointed smirk. His eyes are darting across the room as if he's trying to keep tabs on every single person in the vicinity. You have him. Hook, line, and sinker. In the past, you've had to perform a fair number of mundane tasks for your job. trawling through the bear market of repertoires and mitigating disaster of an internet landscape probably ranks as one of the easiest so far. Picking up the lingo the underground set trends to sling around is a natural consequence in your line of work. Expected even. When you're constantly pulling stunts such as trilling bomb threads and putting a stop to unjust attacks in mirthomaniac torture chambers, it's kind of difficult not to. Those types love to use code names when they speak. A single word that shows what they're about. Hermit, and Noxious are two you can think of off the top of your shot-for-shot intellect. They also don't like to speak in quirks and are very fond of their special codes. Shadow tends to broadly refer to all kinds of other tabled services, including specific types of cryptocurrency. At any rate, Bitcoin gets your picture and takes the bait. He's suddenly much more excited about you as a client. Now that's direct service. This job never gets old. Agreed. Oh, there's absolutely a hidden place in the back. You know there is. You can't wait for him to say it. Please say that you have to follow him and slink right off to the... Oh, that sucked! Don't touch that dial! I will see to it that your needs are met. Yeah, that's a good voice for him. I can't stop looking at fucking P-Coin. Can we get that off the screen? Please? He casually flips his chair around from behind his gaudy little booth and just starts kicking his foot against the floor. It doesn't seem rhythmic or like any kind of formal code, really. My needs are currently sitting at a very stagnant place. Just what exactly are you trying to accomplish here? Well, I've given you just what you desire, of course. You want to see the dark side of this industry, don't you? A low garbled hiss sounds from below. Immediately, Bitcoin stops his incessant tapping and tosses his chair to the side, beckoning you forward with beady eyes and a pinpoint grin. This is the way down to it. You realize he was speaking in very literal terms as he ducks down and disappears from view. Oh god. To say that this was nowhere near what you had in mind would be a gross understatement. You suppose it makes sense that a rat has its tunnels. Also, you really need to stop with the rat comparisons. The guy doesn't even have a rat nooses on file. You don't think you can help it, on second thought. He fits the bill way too well. He just fits the bill. You waste no time in tailing him. Apparently, there's a sort of lock mechanism on his towel that springs open whenever a certain beat sequence is met. A relatively new security measure. This building was renovated recently, recall. It doesn't seem to be a secret either. Now the couple hundred or so trolls in the lobby area pay you any mind as you inspect the opening. Your hunch is that this leads into one of the underground structures formerly occupied by the age-old brooding caverns and war colonies, long since repurposed. You'd need to see permits to be sure, though. Luckily, you don't need any kind of permit to be invited right into the lion's den. You have a special interrogation to start. A narrow, dimly lit chrome staircase leads you downward as you slink off and close the tower behind you. Oh god. Oh fuck. I don't like this. I do not like this. Claustrophobia claws at you as soon as the hatch closes. You're forced to hunch, just to keep your horns from scraping at the ceiling. Your only guiding lights are the murmur of surreptitious conversations and the dim bulbs lighting the walls on the way down. A line starting at the very end of the stairs slowly comes into view. What in the world are so many people even doing in this stinky cramped corridor? They must have been waiting there for hours. Oh, line! This obnoxious chatter is way too loud for such a small space. You make your way to the end of the steps, finally catching sight of Bitcoin. Seems that he cut his way to the front of the room as you were busy contemplating this hall's poor design choices. It also seems that he is quite the star with this crowd. He's shaking hands left and right, throwing around practiced smiles and making lively conversations about stocks with multiple people. He's completely ignoring you. You shoulder past a cluster of trolls to the sound of ignorant grunts and exclamations. He's well into a tirade about convincing some soul-side jackoff to shoot their overpriced luxury car into space. By the time you reach him, fucking Elon Musk. No. I wonder if that actually exists. Musk. Okay, it doesn't exist. But what the fuck is this? Why would you do this? Why? What the fuck? What is this? Oh, no. Stop. Just stop. This is my reaction to that. I'm keeping this open. I need to send that to someone later. Anyways, if it doesn't exist, I'm gonna make it myself. Is it? Oh, that's not it. I can figure this out. These adjustments. Ah. It's perfect. Now we just... Where the oh, okay. Maybe that's a bit too much. But nah. Can't even really be... This is shit. 5. No, fuck it. I got an idea. That's not gonna work. Help. Oh god, that's cursed. I don't know what I'm doing. Just... you know what, I can't do this. It's just... It's making horns so hard. Just stop thinking. Ah, god. I give up. I can't do that. You shoot him. No, I read that. You fix him with a glare. He simply grins at you. Bitcoin adjusts his tie, which is to say, makes it look even more haphazardly tossed around his neck, and motions towards a discreet entrance you hadn't noticed until now. He doesn't wait for you to follow him before spinning on his heels and entering the room. The lion scooters to the side for you, but they seem much less enthused about your presence than they were with his, probably out of jealousy for your VIP treatment, rugged looks, and charming personality. That, or it's just the fact that outsiders tend to be looked down upon by any sort of close-knit community. Okay, I gotta pause this. We're back. I need to set a timer. Set alarmclock.net. This is it, right? I never said any of these. Why do you keep putting them here? Why do you think I did that? Wait. Oh, wait, delete you. Reload. Fuck. Okay. Let's go. 6:50. Yeah. There. Alright. Really? It's either or. You don't particularly care about the specifics when you are this far into the search for a lead. Oh boy. No, stop. Okay, let's see what we got. So, is that guy in jail? He looks like he's crying. Or like, maybe not, but it looks like he's in jail. Yawn? Oh, he's yawning, okay. Oh no. What is happening now here? That's a giant fucking scythe. The person's just having a mental breakdown. I like the look of these guys. This person's just overwhelmed. I don't blame them. Boop. Oh, frick. Oh. Okay. The bunker you're led into is much more your speed compared to the messy, frantic runabouts happening on the floor above, or the crowd you left behind. A lukewarm and hazy atmosphere permeates the room, with every patron either paying you no mind at all, or carefully watching your every move. You're better accustomed to this more miserable kind of company. It's an acquired taste, but you much prefer to dance on floors like this, among the anonymous, the shifting, and the spotlight dodgers. There's something to be said about your customer service that I can't quite put my finger on. Now, let's not make the jump from blunt to hasty. I mingle. Every single person in here has been my client at some point or another. I am very cool and popular! It's starting to make him sound like Caliborn. Fitting, because we already went over Caliborn earlier. Oh god, oh buck. Ahem. So cool and popular, in fact, that I was able to snag a little private room. For just the two of us. Just for the two of us. This way, we'll be able to comfortably discuss what exactly you want from my services. Impressed? It's so very thoughtful of you to do exactly what your job requires. If I didn't know any better, I would even call you a gentleman. Oh no, I'm absolutely nothing of the sort. People familiar with the trade have a particular saying about the kind of man that I am. You repress your urge to root around in your pants for more rat-based metaphors. I can't say I know exactly what that would be. I'm very new to this. Oh, is that so? Because, as far as I can tell, you seem very old and very tired. So, why don't you follow along, cut the bullshit, and tell me all about what you actually think of me. Securely. We're fucked. We are definitely fucked. We're fucked up the bone bulge, in fact. Boop. Oh, oh god. He once again moves too fast for you to come up with an answer, casually putting an arm around your shoulders and dragging you into a nearby dividend confessional. Fuck. It looks like solitary confinement. It's narrower than stairwell. Fuck! What now? Welcome back to solitary confinement. It's narrower than a stairwell, with a higher ceiling and two built-in slabs against side walls for seats. You feel as though you have no room to breathe. Your own coat might as well be a noose tied around your neck. Bitcoin, on the other hand, seems perfectly accustomed to it. In fact, he looks downright expectant. Well, if that's how he wants to play it, who are you to disappoint? You prepared to start your usual questioning routine, as you are well established to do by now. Go ahead and state your business, Miss Iopara. This thing is 100% soundproof. Guaranteed. How did you know it was me? That's a really piss-poor question. You know that, right? Not the most formidable opener. What you should actually be asking is, how could I not know it was you? Your intuition must be as bad as your fake names. From the outside looking in, you seemed like nothing more than a dolt who's had one too many easy streaks. I thought you would buy it. Also, must you bring out that voice every single time you try to make a point? It's grating on television, it's grating through text, and it's grating coming from your mouth right now. What can I say? I'm a big fan of my voice. Oh god. I like to project! But to further expand on your previous point, let's talk a bit more about one of my favorite subjects. Me! Surely you're more than familiar with how this works, Achille. I have people, just as you have people. Informants, assistants, the whole 1,000 expanses. If this were more animated, I'd imagine he one finger for informant, counting his fingers. One finger for informants, assistants, 2 fingers for assistants, then the whole 1,000 expanses, he just pulls his hands apart and displays all 10 of his fingers. I just so happen to have mine bundled up into a single, convenient little intern package. So, one person. Honestly, I had no idea what you even wanted to do with me until this morning when I traced the call back to your headquarters. You had to be on my tail on account of that blood. Both ours and the one you're chasing after, of course. As mired as we are in deliberate misinformation and fake news, still not too hard to read between the lines and find out what's really going on. I never bought into any of that warped ancestral mumbo-jumbo the media tries to feed us, but it seems as though you're in need of someone to implicate at this point. And who better than yours truly? You know, with the way your reputation precedes you, it's no wonder you're not as famous as me, Securely. I've forgotten that a lot recently. What I actually need is for this case to be solved, and I'm already sick of going to someone only to find that they don't have any answers. I'm hardened, hungover, and hellbent, so forgive me if I sound a bit short at the moment. It seems like you've been waiting for me to make a move, even though I could never catch you before. If you wanted to speak with me so badly, you could have spared us both the trouble and done so by now. I would have been happy to either take you in or watch your blood drip from your chest. This song and dance number you put me through was completely unnecessary. You're here now, though, and isn't that what matters? Besides, I do enjoy a healthy amount of showmanship. Some glitz, some glamour, some pizzazz. But if an interrogation is what you want, Miss Ayapara, I'm an open market. Before we start all up, however, you still have to riddle me this! What do people call me? You find yourself resigned. For once, you're forced to bend to someone else's will, brought down to their level quite literally. You made a mistake in underestimating an experienced hustler, a dealer with no limits, a con artist who knows exactly how the system falls into place, a kind you're no stranger to tangling with. A thief. Bingo! Do 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 do. Alright. Assert implications, question the use of a shadow currency, or potential bribe. Let's think. I don't know. Question the use of shadow currency? For the purposes of preserving the illusion of choice without interfering with this non-linear sequence of events. Let's say you're an ambiguous amount. Oh god, fuck. Wait, am I still recording? Did I forget to pause it? Oh god, oh fuck, I did, didn't I? I'll have to cut that. You know what, I'm about to AFK for like frickin' 15 to 20 minutes, so I'll go ahead and do that now. So, looking back on the footage, for some reason, when I clicked on it, I clicked on pause, it didn't pause. I think I clicked on it, yeah. I think I might have clicked on it so fast, like maybe I double clicked on it quickly, so that I like paused and then unpaused it. What the fuck? Anyway, for the purposes of preserving the illusion of choice without interfering with this non-linear sequence of events, let's say you're an ambiguous amount of time set into this. How much? You're such an amount of time into this that his gray voice is making you regret ever picking up that disgusting mixer from Siraj. Your headache is beyond satisfied with today. You just want to get him talking, but how? I take it you refrain from giving me an actual answer if I condescendingly ask why you're so passionate about analog tender in the first place? I'd feign hurt feelings, yes, and then keep my lips sealed. But do you know what I take very kindly to? Praise so sweet it borders on sickening! Over crying out loud. I have no interest at all in trying to appeal to you. And here I was, ready to be all buttered up. Probably means the bribe is the right choice, although maybe the choices don't matter, it just kind of goes automatically once I do make all the choices. Nah. I might have even let something slip in my euphoria-induced celebration. He's fishing for compliments. You cannot believe this man is fishing for compliments. You've gathered that he is ridiculously vain at this point, but this is just... Here goes. Well, there's really nobody better than that to ask than the rising star of the business world, I guess. An individual who's just so much more knowledgeable than me in all matters economic. So please, Mr. Crypto, answer me this. Why do you have such a fascination with chaotic cryptocurrency catastrophe? It's not hard to be a fan of your literacy. I'll tell you everything. It all started with a reduplicated marvel, growing from the role of a humble virtual hand-shaking con man to the popular television extraordinaire on screens everywhere, and into unstoppable professionals right in front of you. You know the name like you know your own mind. I get the feeling I just wasted several undeserved compliments. But wait, there's more! God, your ears are in fucking turmoil right now. Do us both a favor, and make it snappy then. Perhaps use an inside voice if you're feeling benevolent. I don't need to share my life story with you, you know. I have an autobiography for sale. Pre-order now before they fly off the shelves! Okay, I'm gonna give that turd fellow a run for my money. Mark these words. Frick. We're done talking about shadow currency then. Are you happy with plucking yourself and moving on? Turden was on one of the billboards at the beginning, wasn't he? They weren't they? I don't know, I think. Of course not. He exudes the aura of one of those ridiculous and greasy Monroe supervisors, which applies even as he's taking a seat. Probably kick his feet up if he could. You know this because he's taking advantage of you declining the recline by using your own seat as his footrest. Tell me, Sekili, do you ever wish things would just stay the same, boring, stagnant, forever trapped in mundanity and tediosity? This feels like a trick question, and I'll refrain from answering. Oh, please, who could possibly feel alive if every day would just not be the same? It would be torture. The worst possible outcome. Don't let that happen to you. There's a lull in his low speech. This is starting to get away from you, but you can't help being a bit curious when this man, of all people, seems to be getting into a bout of intense contemplative navel-gazing. He's been thinking for too long, though. He let out a non-committal hum of interest to kick him into gear again. There's something thrilling about always being kept on your toes, isn't there? Nothing like the adrenaline rushes that remind you that you're making the most of life. The adrenaline of walking the tightrope of a terribly unstable system which threatens to implode on itself at any moment. As much as you're pouring your soul into making that a sarcastic question, you'd be a hypocrite if you said you weren't one for constant brushes with death. You do not further examine the thought that the two of you might have something in common. And winning, of course, glorious, triumphant victory! You'd be a fool to not love winning. Yes, I've dabbled in the concept. How does this tie into shadow currency? Because with shadow currency, I know how to win. For example, Wrathcoin is up! But with my keen knowledge of the system, I would advise you either find a middle ground coin and ensure you don't crash and burn when buying big, or just go for the cheapest option available. Might I suggest to you, Lustcoin? It's been lying dormant, but that just means it's well overdue for a comeback in a big way. I'm sure you'll see. Or actually, nah, you probably won't. It's not for you. Forget I said anything. You briefly consider feeling insulted, but decide against it in the end. You just choose your emotions like that? It's not how it works. At all. That's how a sociopath feels. A sociopath chooses their emotions. You fuck. I would know this because one of my OCs is a sociopath, and even if they don't really freaking choose their emotions per se, I still know enough about sociopaths to actually realize that would be a thing a sociopath does. Like, Maybe if I'm getting this right. It could be wrong. I don't know. You're lucky I can't draw, or I would make something with my OCs. You really do not care about these obscure internet shenanigans all that much. You're positive you're just going to get more of a chasm full of it down the line anyway. You're done with this topic. Next. Assert implications. It seems like you have a deeper understanding of this case than you should. I don't think it would be a stretch to assume a swindler of your caliber may have had something to do with this theft. You don't say. Fascinating theory, regulator. Consider getting a production company on the horn. If you need an agent, I once met quite the handsome gentleman in the mirror. You consider deploying a nasty burn involving his looks, but he already barely takes you seriously without any half-baked flimsy insults thrown in the ring. Give me one good reason not to make you kiss your assets goodbye. How do you and better, as a matter of fact? Apply for one boon, get one free! Cocky bastard. He won't stop advertising, will he? He's what made the order. Prove I did it! In the spear, we take facts in spades! Do you have any evidence of my involvement? I would think you had plenty of time to practice since your last attempt. Yeah. Do you have any evidence of my involvement? I would say, oh yeah. Silver thief, big deal. There's a surplus of them all around us. And we're getting the overstock savings. No shortage at all! I just happen to be the one you've had the most experience with it thus far. That one stings. For multiple reasons. He's right, regrettably. You haven't been doing a spectacular job at proving your point, so you hold your tongue. Let him keep talking. Bait him into more conversation until something spills. You wait for his second point, and he better not be taking your silence as defeat. As for my next number, you're in my arena, personally tailored to my needs, wants, and desires. Consider the following. Two people are locked deep into this little neck of the below toilet clump. Do you think it would be my suspicious if only one of them would be were to walk out? Or Paris assault, escorting the other out in handcuffs? Funny how he thinks he has any chance of being calmly escorted out in handcuffs, fully conscious. There are quite a number of eyewitnesses, Keely, and us currency enthusiasts are very observant. What makes you think I'd simply stop my investigation and leave if you did turn out to be involved? Oh yes, let me be a stationary target for you to catch at your leisure. Now that we got to know each other a little better. Here, shake my hand. Come on. That's what it signifies. Shake my fucking hand. I'm not gonna say anything else until you do it. Same time and same place tomorrow? Sounds lovely. Every word you say makes me more enthusiastic about the prospect of driving a blade into your chest. What leaves his mouth can only be described as a parody of genuine amusement. It might have been convincing if you weren't dedicated to detecting minor behavioral quirks. If you're done stroking your ego, absolutely not. But carry on, regulator. Prove my guilt. It's hard to admit that you're only here because of a gut feeling, but you know for a fact that he'll be able to deflect any woolly evidence you attempt to pull over his eyes. On the subject of eyes, you swear the longer you stare at his striped suit, the more your internal matrix treats it as some form of optical illusion. Oh god. That's what I thought. Need I remind you that I've been chasing you for some time, Bitcoin? Don't think I can only take you in for charges relating to this case. You couldn't keep me out of the picture if you tried. Those are very bold words coming from coming from someone whose continued existence you don't care for in the slightest. I'm dying to know what could possibly make you think that. I hold a very special place in the hearts of many. I'm this close to having a valuable autograph. So my blood would have stained your hand on account of a mere gut instinct. If you were to kill a Planoid hero simply because of its questionable involvement in a nebulous web of responsibility, my nervous ability drops like these prices. Shuttle loops crash like clumsy avians, values skyrocketed and plummet instantaneously. A power vacuum opens wide, and every loop-grubbing, twiddling entrepreneur with a half-baked plan and no charisma to speak of tries to fill the void. The people's hearts are broken. Cyber markets go stagnant. Mine are slave away without purpose. He stands tall and proud throughout his spiel. Then, without warning, he rests a hand on his forehead and swoons hopelessly against your shoulder. The curly branch of his horn threads to snag your coat. Securely! Think of the economy! I get it. You're very popular, and the world has horrid taste in heroes. Now stop touching me before I turn you into a skewered rodent! Bitcoin springs away from you like a drunken sneaky, clearly lost in his own amusement. Unfortunately, he's made a point. You're only here because he's a fixture on your list of permanent suspects. Even if you can't draw an immediate connection between him and this case at the moment, you'll need to bait him into spilling something a bit more illegal. Catch him in a rat trap. Thank you. You'll be here for as little time as possible because his overbearing cologne is starting to nullify your sense of smell. Ride time. Or not, okay, whatever. I love this image. I love it so much. Put it as a bribe. It didn't take a criminally overdeveloped ThinkPan to come to the conclusion that Bitcoin seems to like money. Hell, he'd probably change his name to Money if he could. Idiot. His name is literally Money, isn't it? He may be sitting at the top of this slice of the underworld, but everybody bleeds, and whenever a wound threads the leak loops, you suspect he smells it from a long distance, just like the rest of the ankle biters. I'm sure you're familiar with the pricelessness of the stolen goods I'm trying to track down. There must be a market of customers willing to pay a pretty ring for that kind of inventory. Collectors, megalomaniacal scientists, perhaps even cultists. Aren't those all characters in Fast Terror? I don't suppose you'd be in the know about the precise amount of dough it would take to get your hands dirty with ancient artifacts. He looks more and more enraged every time you slide an additional synonym for coinage across the metaphorical table. Oh, I have no doubts at all regarding the value of our little glass bottle filled with limey life juice. It's funny how such a small item can have such a large impact, In truth, it can only be considered small if you refuse to look at the big picture. Chaos everywhere! Confide in your experts for a trustworthy evaluation today! And what would your evaluation be? In an unexpected turn of events, Bitcoin insists on making a show of things, a theme that many professions of your kind tend to run with. He pointedly clears his throat, like he's about to announce the winner of a brand new vehicle. You don't bother getting your hopes up about that one, though. Such a rare and mystical relic of the past! It might be doubted at first, especially by a sensible individual such as myself. But if people got a whiff of Schmorporic's involvement, you'd be the richest troll on the planet! 50,000 contenders, one champion to rule them all! I am, of course, speaking in hypotheticals only, as someone who has no previous interaction with the item in question, and also as someone who could sell a single shoelace for $1,000 on a bad day. Oh god. How much for the shoelace? I need it to tie my noose. Excellent, you've established a potential motive. A motive, besides, would swindle a preschool grub out of a cracker for fun, that is. Interesting. Because I think there's a very real possibility you could have paid a much smaller fee for the collection of an item marketed as significantly less important, taking advantage of the thick cloud of mystery and obscurity surrounding something all but not existent in the eyes of the public. He says it before you can. Seems like a classic Bitcoin move, doesn't it? It's sickening how he wears the accusation with pride. Not sorry to disappoint, but that's a little too ambitious. There's no way I'd be able to hide the value of such a hard seller. How so? Corporate certified stamp of approval! A genuine article of history! Frick. It was transported in a heavily fortified truck, right in the middle of a conspicuously bland tundra turf. No grunt what its minerals would break in and out of there without realizing its importance. Try again. Seems like you're incapable of flexing your finest accusatory muscles right now. You just can't ever win the draw for a clueless moron when you need it, can you? I wouldn't put it past a few lower-rung members of corporate to be swayed by a potential bribe. Low in contrast to people like Cestro, of course, but still high enough to know about something that's caused this much of a dreadful stir. Never in a million sweeps would he believe that corporate slogan truly applies to every last individual listed in its records. There's obviously a weak link somewhere if information was leaked. There is, without question, some schmuck up in the big top who's not doing their job properly. Not terribly difficult conclusion to come to. But if I knew who they were, I would have been able to take so much more, so much earlier on. Hypothetically speaking, of course. He's quick to tack that last part on, so as not to implicate himself too strongly. The end result is equivalent to trying to make a dumpster more palatable by throwing a single bottle of perfume inside. Do tell me if you happen to find out who the blabbermouth is. Likewise. Really? That's it? The scowl plastered across your face intensifies by several degrees. Again, there's silence. And again, there's Bitcoin, staring at you with unbridled eagerness. Alas, both your time and mental capacity have been exhausted. Another telltale grin. That same goddamn smile every single time. Sends out a clear message. You've lost. Nothing else? No comments? No clips? Japes? Jests? Jabs? Otherwise irrelevant quarrels? Good. His hand rasps against the side of the box you both spent the better third of a round in. And the door automatically raises open. Oh my. Oh fuck. Oh shit. I don't even know what to say. My voice is getting a bit bleh from the Caliborn-esque voice. I love doing Caliborn's voice though, and I really look forward to doing it in the frickin' in my Homestuck reread when Caliborn, exists. You sit there and continue to say nothing. A numbness spreads through your body. Bitcoin seems confused for a brief moment, but shrugged it off easily enough. You imagine disregarding the motions of others as business as usual for him. You wish you could claim that he'd fallen into your trap, that you plotted for him to lower his guard around you, which is never something one should do, if one enjoys the continued state of being alive. As it stands, you're just a very good improviser. You see a turn back, and in a split-second decision, launch yourself out of the confessional like a bat out of hell. Your fencing hand is quick on the draw. In one swift motion, Bitcon has a very sharp edge pressing against his neck. I don't care for your pathetic excuses anymore. I want an airtight, legitimate alibi right now. Things are getting serious. You know, I usually don't like that kind of hairstyle. You know, the one that kind of has a bit of the bald head showing, and then less his hair and the rest of it. But, you know, Sekili actually makes it look good. Unlike Vriska. Unless you want to become intimately acquainted with the smell of fresh cerulean blood mixed in with that foul cologne of yours. Unsurprisingly, this catches the attention of all the other patrons around you. Will they do anything? Slightly more surprisingly, every last one of them draws their weapons from their respective stripes specify, and aim a concerted variety of lethal tools of the trade your way. Oh god, oh fuck. I mean, hey, one of them already had a very threatening axe out. I'm pretty sure he was actually gonna... Is he gonna kill that person? Probably not. It's probably a sale, but... It looks like it. Downright shocking is how Bitcon doesn't so much as tense his shoulders. Proserpina extracts a solitary thin blue droplet from his throat, and yet he stares at you, unfazed. Doesn't simply believe it. He knows he has the support of every last person in here. Your eyes pick up on the ragged breathing of someone who sounds very loyal and very trigger happy. See, Sestro, your hearing is completely untouched. Don't worry about it. He's Sestro, right? Wait, who's Sestro? Oh! Okay, I see. That's probably a reference to a previous thing. I'm dumb! I am dumb! Sister was the other blue guy, right? I'm not quite sure. Probably. Try your best to hold on to your professional composure, but Bitcon's smiling like he just saw you throw a temper tantrum. Well. Looks like you really are down on your luck. Remarkable. You don't take kindly to them talking down to you, like you're even more of an amusing science experiment than your species already is. When you press your blade harder against its skin, you hear several guns cock. Now, everyone, calm down. Yes, that means you too, greedy. Dappus, take care of them, will you? All he has to do is wave a hand dismissively, and the entire mob grows complacent. You are forced to concede this round and line up just a little. Only a bit. Again. Let me just breathe for a second, and then come with me. We'll get you your orderly documents. It won't take too long. I know how much you value your time. You have no idea what he's talking about. More coat, probably. But as much as you try to justify it, you can't bring yourself to turn him down. Not when he's thoroughly embarrassed like this. Oh fuck. That wasn't supposed to happen. Opened a drink and it just kind of flipped everywhere. Cause his voice is kind of grating. This voice kills your throat after a while of doing it. You know, after like an hour of doing it. You sheathe your rapier, as he motions for you to resume your role at his tail. Don't say rat tail. Do not say rat tail. He's clicked to guide you past the crowd and around the corner of the room. Oh, he's leading you into a supply closet now. Great. All the space in the confessional, with the added smell of janitorial duties. The door clicks shut and his voice hushes significantly. You're starting to like this closet a little more. Alright, you want an alibi? Fine, I'll give you an alibi. It's not like I'm actually guilty. I have hobbies, passions, same as you outside, causing a ruckus downtown. Suppose it's his turn for a dramatic pause. You patiently wait for him to continue. You see, on the night of the incident, I was with the boys. You don't know why he's looking at you like you're supposed to know who the boys are. He cannot possibly be serious about resting his case on that sentence alone. The boys? You must be wondering about our killer team name. Not really. I came up with it while I was waiting for them on a bout of steamed hams. That's a fourth reference! Oh yeah, I didn't actually look through here, did I? Alright. Standard cleaning supplies. That's basically Windex, Windex without the labels. I think that's the same person that was both on the billboard in the beginning and also mentioned once. Turnin, I think? And of course, what floor sign? What's in here though? Those look like... Yeah, those look like wires, pencils, blood, one of those Swiffer things. Swiffer egg mop. I knew that we had to have an excellent name, but for the sake of regaling our terrors outsiders to see. But it was a damn conundrum at the time. As soon as I saw them approach, though, I stood up and said, "What's up, boys?" And then the entire restaurant cheered. Everybody went absolutely insane. It was like the liberation of an oppressed group somewhere. I'm pretty sure I got a medal if I recall correctly. It's been a while. You fall into stunned silence. It seems you have finally succeeded, feeling insulted. God, you expect me to take your word? You expect me to take you at your word just like that? You genuinely expect me to let you off the chain because you got some fucking slop with a few friends? This is bullshit. Ah, yes, but it's good bullshit. Your incredible tale doesn't even remotely give you an alibi. You could have still dipped your toes into the deep end of an organized burglary earlier. How could I possibly be expected to trust you? Don't just take my word from it. Here's a message for our trusted sponsor. His trusted sponsor is apparently a slip of paper, advertising one in dairy Verniers, whimsy, and horoscopes. I know you can't take me at my word. I'm well aware of what my reputation does for me on that front. That's why I'm passing you along to one of the boys. In Derry can vouch for me. We're very close. And also, this is for good luck. What he hands you next is a small photograph of himself. It's signed on the back. In it, he has the exact same expression he's giving you right now, in the flesh. It also perfectly matches his expression when he's on television, or any marketing you've ever seen him in, and now that you think about it. And why exactly am I taking this? If not for good luck, then consider it an invitation to find me again. If I'm wrong, I'm sure you can come back and finish the job easily. Results guaranteed! Fine. There's nothing appealing about the concept of shaking this man's hand. Leveling the playing field between you two makes you sick to your stomach. But you have no choice other than to trust him for now. The fact that he's willing to put himself on the line proves that he's at least trying to earn your trust as well. I'll be seeing you very soon if you're wrong. Tell your people to keep an eye out.
Pleasure doing business with you, Securely. I'm deeply sorry that this didn't go as you planned, but we have a saying in business when that happens.
It's just business?
No. Better luck next time, chump!
It's a decently lengthy trip out of the currency dome, which you use as a chance to think. You always ruminate when you have to walk, and right now, you're thinking, fuck today. You're starting to feel less hungover, but even more like an absolute buffoon. You completely failed him, an exasperating customer, and he gave you nothing useful to boot. Just like the last time, as you feared. You have nothing to show for any of this other than the faint wisp of a lead that ended in a closed-off alley to the sound of a laughing audience pointing directly at your catastrophic failure. Loops! I just realized it said loops! We didn't see the outside of this before, did we? No. Nice, though. Going with your intuition alone was a mistake. Sometimes the gut feeling really is just a feeling. You shouldn't have taken it upon yourself to simply assume you were right. You got hasty, you got impatient, bordering on incompetent, and that's not you. You make a promise to yourself. You need to be better. You will be better. You are getting results starting tomorrow, even if it's just confirming or denying the involvement of a rat. Once and for all. No more screw-ups. No more dead ends. Oh god. Breaking. Less coin brings sexy back with exponential trade. Volume growth for the whatever. He was right. Less coin did come back. That's one half the fucking thing. Like, an hour and a half into it. Hopefully it's gonna be like volume 2 and the second half isn't near as long. Yeah, we did that. Oh god. Husky Maisie. They're adorable. Don't trust anyone. Wait. Alright. Slow fade. Da 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 da. I refuse to do this without the slow fade. The slow fade is the most important part of this entire thing. Let's do this. Husky Maisie. Oh god, it literally does not have a slow fade unless... Yeah, it doesn't. Don't trust anyone. That's what Hamifi told you. You've heard nothing new from her or Sestro, and nothing new from the mysterious voice in your ear either. But you still got that ominous tip, and Hecrix is crazy if she thinks you'll just ignore it. Idolic Acres, 2.11.
Idolic Acres, 2.111. 2 days. Listen close.
Oh god. That's... Mysterious Voice Volume 1? Your 2 days are up, and the time is fast approaching. You decide to pay the Idolic Acres a visit. You had an archivist.
Archivist.
Archivist. That makes so much more sense. Another available word? That's like best. No, it's not. That's like construction. Alright. You had an archivist back in the office, terrified of you, always useful in his sets. Put together a file on the place. There wasn't much on hand of the regulatory, as it happened. Mostly second-hand, internal accounts, nothing well known. Only rumors. Farm that provides corn for various uses. High-quality product. Proprietors reclusive. Weekly pickup takes boxes and leaves loops. Travelers have reported chanting at night. The voices of children. Oh god, oh fuck. Spooky. think they're only spooky when there's something to hide. Want to cover up a smuggling operation? Start wearing robes and singing ominously at dusk, and trolls who are more superstitious will give you a wide berth. It's hard to blame them, really. Coats have been getting unusual as of late. There is nowhere a chief regulator fears to tread, however. You repeat this to yourself as you squelch your boot into a sticky puddle by accident while crossing the street to your motorbike. Fearlessly. Securely's scared of ghosts, isn't she? The walls of the stronghold, pristine white on the inside, colorfully graffitied on the outs, give way to authorized exurbs. The exurbs give way to sprawling shanties. Finally, the slums give out too, and not a single beggar or burnout is to be seen on the lonely road. You head south from the urban sprawl, and out into a boundless expanse of farmland. It takes an endless amount of crops to satisfy public demand for processed food, and even more endless hectares on which to grow them. Most of the newer fields have no buildings or a troll presence at all, and are worked only by prototype CO branded drones. All co-branded drones, all shiny white plastic, perfect parabolic curves. The rollout has been a rather slow and arduous affair, despite NBC's relentless insistence on efficiency. Sestro has been reluctant as ever, and not without good reason. Further automation, putting already impoverished laborers out of work altogether, can turn nasty very, very efficiently indeed. That's how it always is between them. One ruthless, one guilty, one scathing, one mournful, in Ouroboros of angst and paranoia, acting, then regretting, breaking, then rebuilding, sowing, then reaping, you think, as a lonely red barn peeks out from between the cornfields and rolling hills you've navigated for the past few hours. It's pretty well hidden all the way out here. You would have missed it if you didn't know where it was. You stop the bike at a bend in the road and scope out the place for a bit with your overhead. The blurry forms of small figures scramble on the horizon, as though they're being marshaled into the barn one by one. Looks like they spied you first. Oh well, so much for the element of surprise. You check that your pistol is loaded and adjust both your swords, scabbards against your hip. The tall fields of corn can still cover your approach. As you draw near to the barn, something catches your eye at the corner. Just briefly, you turn to see what it could be, but there's no sign of anything around. There's this hectare upon vaguely creepy hectare of corn waving idly in front of you. The wind rushes through with a rasping, whistling sound. It was probably nothing. You pull your gaze out from between the corn stalks and continue on towards the entrance to the barn. As you quickly close the remaining distance, you see the door open. Your sword hand instinctively moves to hang just shy of Proserpina's hilt. It's a reflex, one that you've honed through many long sweeps of intense anticipatory gestures, countless hours of practice. You don't mind saying it. That sword hand hover is your pride and joy. Whoever or whatever comes out through the doorway, you're more than ready for it. Oh fuck. A small child stands before you. Oh, it's a child. Oh god. That's probably why they were so cute. Alright. Pickaxe in hand, they bar the entryway with both arms stretched as wide as they can go, which is admittedly not very far. They can't be older than about 5 or 6 sweeps at most. Suffice it to say that you are not ready for this. Hello? You don't know how to talk to kids. The young troll just stares at you. Do not be alarmed, child. I'm here to see the proprietor of this establishment. Is there perhaps an adult on the premises I could speak with? Yikes, you really don't know how to talk to kids, apparently. Now they're positively glaring at you like you asked an unspeakably stupid question. You move your hand back away from your sword, realizing it might not be helping matters. You may have jumped the gun on that one. Speaking of guns, the one in your holster begins to feel very heavy all of a sudden. You can't help but remember another day like this one, a lifetime ago. Recall your first assignment. Ooh, I have no choice. You had just been relocated to Stronghold 21. 2 sweeps of training in an external regulatory facility saw you emerge top of your class. And now, inside the walls, you were at the bottom again. But you didn't mind. You lived for it. At that point, you had a great deal more superiors than you. At that point, you had a great deal more superiors than you do now, and none of them were as good as Sister or Mifi. Your first assignment was one that had been puzzling them for a while, which didn't say much. A long string of petty thefts had been going on inside the walls for about a sweep. Nothing of substantial monetary value was being taken, though. What went missing was bread. It was like clockwork. Every Weiss, another bakery, got burgled. Nobody knew how it happened. The perps were perfect, leaving no trace behind. You say perfs because, at the time, the regulatory was convinced there was a skilled team of bandits responsible. No way something so airtight was the work of one troll, according to the higher-ups. But like you said, they weren't the brightest bunch. It didn't take you long to work out the truth. There's no clock that ticks quite so unceasingly as hunger. This wasn't the work of a coordinated team, just someone who desperately needed to eat. You saw the pieces moving in a pattern, and made your own move accordingly. It wasn't hard to predict where they'd go next. All you had to do was wait. They were small, fast, and alone, a single pawn racing desperately for cover, and maybe, if he'd been anyone else, they would have managed it. As it was, the pursuit was over before it started. You'd taken precautions. Your trap was sprung, and you had the culprit right where you wanted. You drew your sword. But then the light of the moon caught her face for the first time. She was just a child, thin, weather-beaten, and starving. And the 12 sweeps since you were first handed a blade, you've never hurt a kid. Instead, you made her a promise. She'd never go hungry again. You struck her your deal, and then headed back to the regulatory. There was always more paperwork to be done, even back in those days. You'd sit down in your brand new office chair, crack open a case file, and turn the radio on. You fiddle with the turning knob for a few minutes, trying and failing to find a station. Wait, this isn't right. I don't listen to the radio. I don't remember doing that at all. And yet, the memory is still going. Oh god, oh fuck. The static coming through the speakers is getting louder and louder. You can't stop the memory from happening, though. You're certain this isn't even a memory anymore. It feels too alive. What the hell is happening? You don't know what the hell is happening. The dark black of the back of your eyelids looks menacing to you now, like it's about to reach forward and swallow you whole. You can't escape it. You can't do anything. The static builds to a deafening roar. There's only one thing you can think to do. You open your eyes. You're now standing a little ways from the barn, turned around to face the corn still rippling and cracking in the wind. You don't remember moving. That thought terrifies you a little bit. For some reason, you can't help but peer deeper into the field, your eyes getting lost in the hundred little gaps and voids between the stalks. This image doesn't do that justice. God. When you open your eyes, the static from the spooky radio blends seamlessly into the gently ebbing sound of leaves, enchanted by a breeze. The noise beckons you forward wordlessly. Come closer. You feel yourself shift, as if to take a step. Gotta think of a voice for them now. Stop! The sound of a voice snaps you out of whatever unsettling reverie you were in the process of slipping into. You look down and see the kid from before, blocking your entry into the cornfield. You mustn't go in there! You can hear it, can't you? The voice in the field that calls without words, that whispers in the spaces between. You look back up to the field sprawling out in front of you. You find yourself at a loss for words, which is really quite something for someone of your verbosity. Usually, when something bugs you, you'll regurgitate half a thesaurus at the slightest provocation. But now, you don't know what to say at all. You look to and fro between the empty eyes of the child in your way, and the darkness threads through the stalks, tugging at the corners of your eyes. You can hear it. I can see it in your eyes. They're looking up at you intently, examining your face with a gaze that is no less impactful, hair seeming to have no substance at all. Shut up! I don't care. I haven't met an adult who could hear it before. After considering things for a few moments more, they hold out one hand, businesslike, offering to shake. Fuck. You take their hand, and some very enthusiastic shakes ensue. Their words punctuate the motion, placid, yet pointed. My name is Husky Maisie. Welcome to the cornfields. Although again, that's not a welcome for you to go into the field itself. It's actually very important that you don't do that for your own safety. The cornfield is just what we call this place on account of all the corn and stuff. They gesture back over to the barn with a thumb. We should head inside. It's dangerous to stay out here for someone like you, and everyone else is waiting. I need to let them know that everything is alright. You asked it before, if there was a grown-up in charge here. Well, I suppose that would be me. The two of you are still in the middle of this handshake, arms moving in big sweeps up and down. Small fingers are barely managing to grasp around the very ends of your own. It's kind of adorable. It's nice to meet you, Husky. My name is Sekili Iopara, as I believe I said before. I'm here on, business. The wild swing pendulum of your joined arms is making you a little queasy again, so you extricate yourself from Husky's grip as politely as possible. You cough to clear your head as much as your throat. I was summoned here by someone. It wasn't you, was it? It kind of reminded me of Nico from One Shot, honestly. Like, this freaking adorable heck. Look. I love them. That's so haughty. No! Stop! Fuck! Hey, this is good. But yeah. They're very good. I don't know, there's something about them that reminds me of them. No, I'm not in the habit of summoning people. They put a strange emphasis on the word people. I'm not in the habit of summoning people. They put a strange emphasis on the word people in that sentence. Something else has brought you here. Maybe it's the voice in the field or a different voice altogether. You're gonna go with a different voice altogether. Something tells you that your unknown caller isn't an inscrutable entity capable of maybe warping reality itself. He just sounds like a bit of a douchebag. Well, let's not get carried away here. Husky didn't say anything about reality bending or nothing. Perhaps you're reading too much into things. Yeah, that's almost certainly what's going on here. This place is messing with your head. It's not as if you're creeped out about what's going on or anything, though. There is nowhere that chief regulator fears tread. Right? You seem a little scared for an adult. Well, that is to say, there's nowhere that Chief Regulator fears to tread. Absolutely unbelievable. Unwavering in the face of death, painfully easy, maintaining a stoic facade while staring down a horde of cutthroat vagrants, pants-shittingly simple. But showing a brave face in front of a spooky child who might be in communion with an inscrutable cosmic entity hiding in a cornfield in the middle of nowhere, that's apparently your limit. The shame is unbearable. I don't think that's a lie, even though you might be scared here. There's nowhere that you fear to tread, then perhaps you fear treading nowhere. That's actually kind of deep. And if there's a place that could be called nowhere, then I think that this might be it. The people in the city, they sometimes come here and they see nothing because, let's be real, there's basically nothing here. But at the same time, they don't see the nothing. They don't look at it. They don't hear it. And so this place, which is not a place, means nothing to them. But I see something in between the stalks. I feel something that pulls in each strand of corn silk. In each kernel, there is a smaller part of a whole, bigger than me, bigger than all of us. And that hole is also a hole, an empty space that lies between, that allows things to grow. And as for the humble corn cob, we can share its bounty, we can drink of its syrup and eat of its flesh, and find our troubles but a husk in the wind. Their faces seem so plaintive, almost mournful expression. You think? You're having a bit of a time reading this, kid, if you're honest. Where did that soliloquy even come from, anyway? I'm actually really liking the little vibe of this here, of this little section. A really nice change of pace from everything that's happened so far in both this and most of Friendsim. Like, I haven't finished Friendsim, so I can't say all of Friendsim, but I am assuming there's not going to be a change of pace like this in Friendsim. The way their voice floats up and down, sometimes dying away and sometimes directing forward, reminds me a lot of Sestro in a way. I am not going to attempt to emulate that. It's the voice of someone who's used to speaking to a crowd. I think the voice isn't white noise, is it? I mean, it could be, but I don't think it is. Is it? Or maybe a congregation. Something about the words relaxes you, a particularly peaceful panacea. You feel some of the anxiousness, though you would never call it that, slip away into the dirt. It's all going to be alright. You can always count on Sakili Iopar to keep her head around when those around her are losing theirs, especially when she's usually responsible for removing them in the first place. Oh god. More importantly, you can count on Sakili Iopara because she's you. Yes, you are Sakili Iopara. Momentary lapse of recollective perfection be damned, you're still the same person as ever. Whatever happened to you a little while ago, it's most definitely, absolutely, categorically nothing to worry about. Husky patiently waits out this brief moment of personal affirmation, standing halfway through the now completely open barn door with a bemused expression on their face. They shake their head, telling to themselves for a moment, as if to say, "Shh, adults. Shh, adults." They show you inside. Ooh. Looks like frog dolls. Pretty sure everyone here is pretty much the same age as them. Though, those spots look golden. Yeah, There's even a purple blood here. God, I'm still not quite used to the vast Errors universe not really doing so much differentiating with the blood colors. I don't know. Inside the barn, things are pretty homely. You wouldn't say domestic per se, since it's looked after by a gang of youngsters, but it's obviously a pretty well-loved place. It's home to them. There are about 20 kids nervously huddled upstairs, peeking from above to watch you as you enter with Husky. They call up to them. "It's alright, everyone. There's no danger. This very tall lady has heard the call of the field." Oh fuck. Field. "She'll be visiting for a little while until she is called away." Oh, right, you never did get around to explain why exactly you're here. You don't suppose it matters all that much. It might take too much time to get into, especially with kids. You give a kind of shallow wink to some of the braver ones who are showing their faces. One or two of the girls way back, but a nervous-looking kid ducks back out of sight, quick as a flash. That makes you feel a bit peculiar, sad even. You like to think your kind of imposing shadow is actually part of what got you this job. Your silhouette was pitted against those of several other intimidating interviewees, and came out a clear winner. Oh god. What? You'd hate to think that you scared people unnecessarily though, especially children, but it's not their fault. Honestly, I don't think your looks alone are intimidating, but your personality definitely does come off as intimidating sometimes. I just realized there's like little... is that supposed to be a sign or an eye? It looks like OC's eye, actually. So rather than navel-gazing any further, you take the chance to have a little look around at the inside of this barn. There's a huge amount of supplies and provisions here, and over in the distance, is that an armory you spy there? Damn, you mean darn, excuse your language. But most of all, you see eyes. Lots of eyes, in varying sizes and shades of color. The one thing they all have in common is a single pupil, uncannily oblong. It's a symbol of one of Repodon's principal deities. She goes by many names: the All-Mother, the Fountainhead, that spooky ghost thing, but most just know her as Caperia. The eyes have been hung above the doorways and windows, as well as strung between the rafters. One of the kids even has it embroidered on a shirt. I don't see which kid. Unless it's supposed to be this shirt. Oh no. That kind of looks like Iridan's symbol, by the way. It's like she's watching over this fragile haven that they dug out for themselves here. Frick. Maybe you can live by her example and keep an eye on these youngsters while you wait for whatever nonsense your prank caller has in store. Oh. Wasn't expecting this thing to show up here. Whatever. It probably just means there's some vague tangential clue buried somewhere around this barn that's relevant to your mission. Maybe you should try talking to Husky some more. You are loath to poke your nose where it doesn't be. This sentence doesn't make sense to me. Like, you are loath to poke your nose where it doesn't belong. I don't know. This doesn't seem to make sense. You are loath to poke your nose. No, you're loath to poke your nose where it doesn't belong. But then again, where doesn't it belong? That's a rhetorical question, thank goodness. Ooh, what's happening to the music? Compulsive saving. You know what, I'll put that over that too. I'm tired of seeing dead bodies. And blood. She watches... I think it's a she. Is it? Alright, I don't know, I legitimately can't tell their gender. Sometimes they look like a she, sometimes they look like a he. Frick. I like this little guy back there that kind of looks like a newsboy. Oh no, that's a backwards cap.
He's a rad kid.
Alright, how about... I want to know about the All-Mother's eyes. Honestly, the weapons on the walls don't really seem that bad. It's like gardening tools, you know? So, and a stash of supplies? I mean, why wouldn't you need supplies? Seriously, it's fairly obvious that they live here. Also, that's a handprint. I don't know if it's like an actual handprint or a paint one, but that is one. Maybe an actual handprint judging by these. I don't know. What's with her mouth? Anyway, the All-Mother's eyes. I noticed it when I came in, but you have quite a lot of religious iconography about the place, don't you? You gesture to the various eyes dotted about the barn. I didn't expect to see quite such a strong following all the way out here. The All-Mother's influence spreads far. Husky looks around at each eye, meeting their gazes one by one. It's not like her influence spreads, not really. Would you say that the hair spreads far? Maybe you would, I don't know. You say very silly things, and you say them very seriously. Oh god. I like this kid. They're definitely one of my favorites so far. I like Shaquille more, but this kid is really good. Honestly, I don't know how it would compare him to the Blue Blood last volume. It's really hard to make thumbnails for this, you know? When I do Friendsim, at least, like, everything's already leaked, so it's not all too hard to actually do it. I can just kind of get all the files for it. Like, get the background I want, get the characters I want, and just kind of use them like that. But for this, I mean, come on. That's not it. Right. Like here. Game. Wait. Oh. Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. There's no volume 1 script. But then, maybe that's why that's there. Well, fuck. Maybe I can actually find what I'm looking for. Audio. Text. Rumpy. Audio. Common. Placeholder. Ooh. These are threatening. Like you. Can't fucking see it. Open with... Yeah. Like, this is threatening. This is threatening. I don't like it. I don't like the placeholders. Display. Fuck. Yeah. See? It's not leaked. It's not leaked. I can't find everything separated anywhere. I don't think. Can I? Probably not. Yeah. Maybe you... Okay. That one wins with a smirk. That one wins them a smirk. What hasn't happened in a duel before, you still know when you're beaten in a clash of wits. Cutting trolls are your strong suit. Cutting remarks? Less so. You just got totally roasted by this kid in monotone, deadpan fashion. They seem to know it too because they actually reach over and get a high five from one of their friends. Aw, it hurts, but you endure. She is in all things because they all spring from her. She is the soil and her hands do the work when you sow. Fuck it, I'm making this a thumbnail. The thumbnails don't necessarily need to be good. You know what? Maybe I'll make it a fucking communism poster. 720. Sure, why not do that now? Okay, fine. Don't look at me with that face. I'll put you in there. Just in the corner there. Kinda stretch you out some. It's beautiful.
It's everything you ever wanted.
Da 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 da. Is perfect. Alright. She is in all. Okay. But they do his work when we reap. They don't say his name, but you know to whom they're referring. He's less well understood and even less widely talked about than Caparia herself. The Nodfather, the Abyss, Gaia, Gaion. Is it like the thing in Assassin Gaia? Like the Vastair Assassin? Huh. Odd. I don't think most trolls realize the need for balance. This sounds familiar. You're a follower of the Allmother, so the mythological concepts aren't entirely alien to you. Balance, poise, and even hand. These are all things someone like you can appreciate. Husky pauses. They walk up to an especially large eye drawn on the wall in chalk. An obligation to die and return your gift. We all die when we must. The Allmother is generous, not stupid, and we need her out here. Her eyes watch, they count us, a tally of laboring hands. We work, so they judge us as deserving, and in the meantime, we await the Savior. Oh, of course, you're wondering where the kind of kooky vibe you're getting came from. This must be it. Some Caparia sects are a little out there as far as doctrine goes. The weirdest ones tend to focus on the strange story of a savior, some guy destined to save society from inevitable ruin. But if I ask you, it's all a load of cornball nonsense. One boy being the saving grace of an entire culture, you'd be the first in line to say that it sounds like unreal kinds of bogus. Theologically speaking, downright naive even. You've never met a man who could do anything of the kind. You keep quiet with this blasphemy, though. You've been accepted into the home of this kid cult by their good graces, and you hate to make them mad. Some of these trolls look like they've actually killed before. Yeah, like this one or that one. Nah, that one looks intimidating. Instead, you affect something you hope resembles genuine interest. Yes, of course, Savior. How long must we wait for its coming, I wonder? For once in your life, it appears you might have been a little too genuine. Husky's face positively lights up. Their eyes, usually dim in shade, now sparkle with something wild and fierce. Yes, the Savior, so you've heard of him! I knew it! I knew that there was something about you! This must be the reason! His holy doctrine called you here, as it did us, because you knew! He is coming! The things out there fear him, just as the All-Mother loves him! The strongholds scorn him, and we as followers, they sow seeds of doubt! But we know that it's true! They're really popping off at this point. shifting from sermonic drawl to full-blown proclamatory spiel. The other kids began to crowd around, getting a bit caught up in the excitement. We hear his name in the popping of kernels. Also, when we microwave them for a movie snack, his presence is the wind, the creaking of the water vein. His blood tubes are filled with syrup, the very substance of life itself. And when we chug our bottles of special red elixir, we draw closer to its divine image. He is only vessel of the corn, a boon bestowed by the mother. He is a hero. He will find us, and he will be our deliverance. They reached the apex of their religious rant in a triumph, and then 20 pairs of expensive evangelical preteens' eyes swiveled to face you all at once. Better proselytize, and fast. Yes. Who could possibly doubt such incontrovertible evidence as to our Savior's existence when even the breeze and branch proclaim him? Let all naysayers take heed of his, most definitely imminent arrival. If you didn't sound so uncertain, they probably would buy it. No? Well, I guess, yeah. Now this is much more like it. You were a bit lost for words earlier, but now you're back on top. Lagoric form. Securely Para is back in business, and in characteristically polysyllabic style. Avant Hugh, who would cast aspersions and other unpleasant remarks at our beat of great, though momentary absent Redeemer, whose name escapes me for the moment. Oh, who are you kidding? This is a disaster. You can't proclaim for shit, and intersectional politics is harder than it looks. Silently plead with the All-Mother for inspiration. But, here's of no consequence. We the faithful shall remain as a bountiful harvest, while all else is cast away in the great husking yet to come. Here goes nothing. Checkmate, atheists. Fuck you. Fuck you. The kids just straight up fucking lose it. We're talking whooping, cheering, high fives, and low fives are around. Husky crowd surfs at one point. A feral boy runs up to you excitedly and makes a noise that sounds like or something. The energy you dished out. No, wait. Perfect. The energy you dished out is like manna for these kids. Who knew that affirming their core religious beliefs would get them so excited? It's nice to feel like you've been a positive influence. But among the revelry, it's hard not to feel a twinge of guilt. You weren't being entirely honest with them. You don't like lying, partly because you're just unfathomably bad at it, but you're a person of authority, and it's important that you give it to people straight. Maybe it's okay to bend the truth a bit for these kids, though, if it makes them happy. After all, they may be utterly deluded evangelizing fanatics, but then what do you know, really? Husky sees your brow furrowed in pained deliberation, and seems to take out a sign of discomfort caused by all the attention. They urge the agitated farm kids to settle down for a moment, and after a while, they all head back to what they were doing earlier. How about... You know what? Weapons on the wall sounds better to interrogate than stash of supplies. You look over to one of the far walls, where the dull glint of metal is drawing your attention. Scythes, pitchforks, shovels, a lot of this is corporate issue weaponry, the kind that gets handed to a kid once they're fresh out of school and ready to face the world on their own. Or not, as it often turns out. It's widely known that none of them make particularly effective weapons, though. This fact is basically one of the most long-standing in-jokes your culture has. It's not like anyone's gonna be cleaving an aggressor in half with a weenie tier sight anytime soon. If only you knew. Expect the kids here stockpiled all the strife specifying they got lumped with to create this miniature arsenal, but they're not going to be winning any fights with this pile of garbage. That weaponry you have stockpiled over there, it's quite the collection. However, I don't think it's going to be of much use should you ever have to defend this place. It's almost painful to look at on account of how decidedly unpainful these specified tend to be in practice. If you're in need of some more comprehensive armaments, then I can make some arrangements for you. You might not fight children, but that doesn't mean other people have the same ethical qualities. Almost nobody does. The least you can do is make sure they can defend themselves properly. Husky looks at you with a confused expression. Their eyes flick between you and the makeshift armory several times before glancing down towards your sword. Ah, those. They are not weapons. Honestly, it's a little worrying that you would think that. Although I suppose they get why grown-ups are all so alike. They sigh, looking a little disappointed. Is that a scar? Or, I don't know. What is that? Are they like blushing? It's true that these things were given to us to use for bad things like hurting. That's why a lot of us ran away. We didn't want to hurt anyone. It's true that if bad things were to happen to us, that maybe we wouldn't be able to stop it using them. We are not good at fighting, but most of us don't want to be, and I think that's okay. It's not the point of living, I don't think. It may not be the point, you think to yourself, but sometimes it's the only way you can keep on living at all. But you're not about to derail this important monologue with such meaningless pedantry out loud. Doing it in your own head is bad enough as it is. When we came here, we learned that the things which had scared us, the things we thought were evil and scary, could have a different purpose, could be used in new ways. We don't like to call them weapons. To us, they're tools. As psychs is pretty bad at splitting flesh, but it is very handy for harvesting the corn. A shovel might be useful for herding, but it's even more useful for tilling the soil or planting seeds. Once again, there's something about the quiet tone of their voice that echoes deep in your chest and say their piece. You don't know why, but some part of you knows that there's a great potential behind their words, an inscrutable force biding its time, waiting like a shoot in soil. Who knows what this kid might grow into when they're older? You mutter a quick prayer to the All-Mother in the hope that yes, they will grow older. It's unlike you. You're going soft, like this kid's words are microwaves washing over the corn cob and reach conscious. Sorry, did you say something? Husky has the good grace to rescue us all from this simile. They might be a feral farm child, but at least they have enough manners to know a literary quagmire when they spot it. It was nothing, please continue. They look at you with that oddly piercing gaze. We don't need weapons because we already have the only one we need. You said before that we appear suspicious because we hide out here. I know it's suspicious to hide, but anyone can do it. We hide in the cornfields, you hide in your fortress. Hiding, it's just a tool, same as your sword or our scythes and tills. Secrets can be used to do bad things, but you keep secrets. I don't know why you're here, and that's okay. It's an interesting way of putting it. Maybe the unknown is kind of like a field, think. Fertile ground for things to take roots, full of the fecundity of the unfathomable. Okay, even you have to admit that was pretty pretentious. Maybe you've been around these farmers for a bit too long. Your thoughts are starting to become a little corny already. Stash of supplies! Boop. You eye the large stash of supplies stacked up against one wall. There's all sorts of stuff here, food mostly, but also beverages, boats of multicolored cloth, and some first aid provisions too. Pretty much everything you could need to run a self-sustaining operation outside the stronghold. You have a very substantial larder over there. How do you keep it stocked? It's not like you have anywhere out here that sells anything unless there's a supermarket hiding out in this cornfield as well. A lot of these tools look like stronghold stuff too, and there's no way any of you are walking all that away. Please tell me none of you are walking all that away. Oh. There's no way any of you are walking all that way. Please tell me none of you are walking all that way. Husky cocks their head slightly. None of us are walking all that way, that's right. It would be odd for a group of people who have turned away from corporate to come crawling back to them. We do what we can for others and receive our dues in return. We only give corn, and the corn gives to us. Well, there's no denying it. That sounds like some straight up mystical bullshit. If ever you heard it. The corn gives to us? Do they mean that they just find these things out here in the fields or something? Oh no, I mean we trade for this stuff. What kind of code do you take us for? Every Weiss, when the trucks come, we strike a deal. They bring money, but that is mostly just to hide the truth. Not everything needs to play out in terms of loops and bands. It may surprise you to know that there are some who simply give and receive in material things. Wait, could this kid be saying what you think they're saying? Exchanging goods without having some sort of corporate intermediary currency to facilitate the transfer of value? What kind of a code mysticism are you dealing with here? This is really what you're getting pent up about right now, this precise economic situation with the corn kids? You got a loop-sized lump sack in your craw. Your mind is reeling. But hang on, let's not blow our lids over the concept of bartering here. You remember suddenly that this is what that's called, bartering. Having a word for it calms your financiering frenzy a little. Cast your mind back through the sweeps to your re-education and the regulatory. The history of Repton is hated the most, and for good reason. Not all of it is public knowledge. One of the perks of being a higher up is knowing that the average troll doesn't. That's also one of the main drawbacks. Anyway, one of the big think-pin boggling reveals buried hidden all that junk was the fact that the corporate system of loops, bands, and rings was actually a fairly recent invention before it came into enforcement, especially pre-Renaissance. Renaissance. A lot of chose to swap things rather than appealing the proxy. The simplicity of it is overwhelming. Even recalling it threatens to blow your pan all over again all these weeks later. This shit is why. This is why you hate thinking about the economy. Strider would be upset if he knew this world even existed. Husky seems to take your involuntary grimace as a judgment on their illicit behavior. Not participating in the corporate financial institution is heavily frowned upon after all. Please don't take our life away to be a threat. Please don't take our way of life to be a threat. I explained this to the people from before, the ones who wouldn't take our corn. I think that sometimes adults need to understand that caring so much about what a bunch of kids do in private is, kind of weird. We don't intend to dismantle only to grow something different in a space allotted to us. We don't have the answers or believe that there are any. We just want to exist, to provide for ourselves and live as we choose. And money doesn't provide for us. It's like it does for you. It's not like we can eat it. It makes nice jewelry, though. They turned their heads slightly, looking towards the loft. A young girl who was spying on you from above quickly scurried out of sight. She appeared to be wearing 2 loops as earrings. Is it her? Huh. Husky blushes just a bit. Aww! That's actually adorable. That's enough of an ingenious way of using them. I can't say I go in for that kind of accessorization myself. I would have expected you to adorn yourselves with something a little more in keeping with your established theme. Here I was, thinking you made everything out of corn. Okay, just because corn is basically my life, it has many magical and wonderful properties that I can't even begin to explain to someone who doesn't appreciate them, doesn't mean that literally everything we do has to revolve around corn. That would be a really boring and one-dimensional take. I like character, actually. You collect your final insight increment without much fanfare. That's weird, you're not even really sure what purpose the meter was serving here. It just showed up like usual without any input from you. Maybe it's your visor playing up. The thought worries you a lot. You've had this thing a long time. You don't know what you do with it. You don't know what you do without it. Whatever, it's nothing. This thing is old, and things only get old when they're built to endure. You don't think even a landmine can destroy this thing. Little glitches hardly cause for concern. Your conversation with Husky has reached a natural lull, though, and absent of any other questions, they decide to go and check in with their friends. You watch the way the other kids swarm them, looking up at them with bright eyes filled with admiration. Maybe they can't believe that someone had the guts to talk to a big scary adult. Or maybe They all see the same thing that you do, that Husky Maisie has something special about them. An aura of anticipation, one that spreads throughout the space they inhabit and the people nearby. Perhaps the other kids see those distant searching eyes, empty and yet full of something indescribable, and they can't help but follow their gaze. Or just maybe, you think, as Husky lifts one of the younger kids up onto their shoulders for a ride, maybe they're simply a good friend. Sometimes it's all you need to see the goodness in everything. Hey now, no use getting all sentimental out here. They didn't ask for your protection or your feelings. Sometimes you need to learn when to leave people alone. But you can't help it. There's something here worth protecting, you think. People like these are the sort that, underneath it all, you took this job in order to help. It's good to remind yourself of that when you can, even though you never forget anything. If you were to lose that, then maybe you'd lose yourself. Your thoughts take a dive from worrying emotionally into pattern existentialism with all the grace of a dead cone fowl falling off a building. It hits the sidewalk below with a painfully allegorical thud. A loud thudding noise comes from outside the barn. It sounds suspiciously like something dropping out of the sky and crashing into the ground. Hard. A tiny boy who was keeping lookout races into the barn in a panic. He yells about something dropping out of the sky and crashing into the ground hard before scurrying up a ladder. That's good. Oh wow, phone call. Fuck, hold on. A tiny boy who was keeping lookout races into the barn in a panic. He yells about something dropping out of the sky. Oh yeah. This... Frick! You spring to your feet, sword of hand flying to Prosperinus' note if you check the time on your overhead. Plus 2.111. Just like the voice said. Looks like your playtime in the cornfields is over. Frightened by the noise, the rest of the kids all scramble frantically up into the loft and into little cubby holes, hiding with lightning speed. It's like they prepared for something like this. In the mad dash for cover, Husky's eyes meet yours. They blaze bright with something akin to anger for a moment before cooling into something else. They nod shakily. You're going outside to see what it is. I need to stay here in case of something. I don't know exactly. They hide their face beneath the wide brim of their hat, their voices trembling. I can't leave. In that moment, you realize your mistake. Husky is still a child, despite the wisdom beyond their sweeps. In fact, maybe even saying that is doing them a disservice. Perhaps the distance from your own childhood is making you read more into what they say than there really is. Kinda cliche, actually. Having a child be the most insightful one around. That's a whole lot of pressure to put on someone so small. The people who were smart when they were young are more likely to listen to the youngsters when they're smart. You crouch down to meet their eyes. It's alright, I will take care of it. Always consider everything someone's saying, unless you truly believe them to be completely in the wrong, and all they are doing is proving more so into it that they're wrong. Always listen to what someone has to say. Don't let anger overtake you. Don't let anything overtake you, really. Just be rational. Be calm. I wish my grandma would do that. It's alright, I will take care of it. There's no shame in staying behind to ensure the safety of others. Let the risk upon those better equipped to deal with danger. You draw Prosperina in one sharp, practiced motion. And by better equipped, I mean that literally. I don't know if you have noticed, but I have a fucking sword. Husky looks at you with an odd expression before you realize your mistake. Shit. And you'd been doing so well not swearing in front of these kids. Now that word was spread throughout the cornfields like a plague, a curse by name and nature. You have brought this pestilence upon their way of life. Their youthful innocence is no more. Where once there was only wind through the corn and devoted player, now there shall echo the muffled sound of dozens of children exchanging bad words with each other in foul-mouthed, furtive whispers. There we go. Accidentally knocked my cup farther away from me, and I need to get it back without unplugging my headphones. You did this to them. Okay, please pretend you didn't hear that. I know what fuck is, dingus. I've been online. And with that horrific revelation, they flash you a cheeky smile and then scamper up a ladder to join their friends. The little shit! You can't help it. Something stirs deep within your lukewarm, chill-tinted blood pusher. You swear in this moment to protect this child with your life. You exit the barn cautiously, sword in hand. It's deathly quiet out here now. The wind, which had been rustling through the fields and giving up to the air a persistent crackling hum, has died down completely. It's unnerving, like the sound of a clock stopping. You notice it because it's not there. You grip your sword tighter and inch your way around the back of the building to where the loud crash came from. You round the corner, slowly, holding your breath. The ground out behind the barn is wet and muddy from a recent downpour. The soggy earth has mixed together with bits of straw and dry grass, forming an unpleasantly rustic kind of sludge. Bits of it are caked all over the walls of the building, thrown up by a sudden impact, and at the center of the blast sits a long black box. From a distance, it takes you a few moments to realize what it is that you're looking at. It's a violin case. You glance all around to make sure that nobody is hiding nearby. You even look up at the sky for some stupid reason, as though they might be spying on you from up there. There's not a soul in sight. You make your way over to the case, bending down and pulling it up out of the mud puddle it plunged into. It's very light, too light even. If there ever was an instrument inside this thing, it probably isn't in there anymore. It's just as well since it wouldn't have survived the drop. You wipe away a bit of the slime from the lid, and then pop the clasp on the front. It isn't locked. Open it. Inside, the case is lined with a rather garish red velvet, just as you thought. There's no violin in here, or by the looks of things, anything at all. It's empty. Or so it appeared. As you open the lid all the way, a mechanism inside the hinge makes a loud click. In an instant, you dart back from the case, fearing the worst. You should have known there would be some kind of trap involved. But the explosion you saw in your mind's eye doesn't come. Instead, you hear a voice. A familiar voice. Having fun securely? I thought you might enjoy a little frolic through the cornfields while you still have the chance. Before our game really gets going, I mean. You do well to treasure memories here in the days ahead. I hope you made sure to listen closely. The voice pauses, as if inviting a response. I always do. Why did you direct me here? One of the good things about games is that you get to choose whether or not to continue. I haven't seen anything from you yet that would convince me to keep playing. The voice is silent for a moment more, and then chimes in again. This message is pre-recorded, so your witty response was as worthless as the farmland on which you currently stand. There's nobody to hear you but countless deaf, mindless ears. Ears of corn. And that's just the children running about the place. Oh, I thought you meant the corn as in ears of corn. That would have been clever. Wait. What did this guy just say about these kids? Your kids? They're worthless. Idolatry means nothing in the grand scheme of things. Surely you must understand this. Their face is but the chaff cast away by a zephyr breeze, an insignificant speck in Repetine's long history. This haven is nothing more than a blemish. The voice spits the words out as if it resents the effort, oozing malignance and superciliousness in equal measure. All of which to say that I find it pretty fucking pointless. What is there to build here that will not eventually crumble? What seed can be planted that will not wither and perish? What life can exist without succumbing to ever-encroaching death? Surely you must agree. You must agree with me, Skilly. Surely you, of all people, must see it too. The rot that pervades this planet. The people who crawl on its surface like a virulent scourge. That's your job, isn't it? To weed out the infestation. You bite back the urge to snap back at this imbecile. It's insufferable having to listen to the crap this guy is spewing. Bullshit. Like this wouldn't even make good fertilizer. Ha ha ha! Don't worry, I won't keep you that much longer, lapdog. I've had my fun for now. Before you leave these savages behind, you should check this case a little more thoroughly. There's a little gift I'd like you to have. I know what it looks like, but please, don't take it as a threat. Merely a warning from one player to another, or perhaps a suggestion as to where your skills might be better suited. After all, secrecy can only keep you safe when you keep your secrets safe. The final rasping word of this monotonous diatribe fades out, the recorded message mercifully at an end. The wind starts up through the corn again, seeming to carry the whisper out over the hills and fields beyond. Safe, safe, hissing, spitting, crackling like static at the end of a tape. It's as though the leaves on the stalks themselves are mocking the idea. Whatever. What does a bunch of plants know about anything? You're furious. You couldn't admit it to yourself while he was talking, but something about what the voice said got under your skin in the worst way. So dismissive, so uncaring. Perhaps it reminded you too much of yourself. But most of all, it made you afraid for Husky and their friends, the life they made for themselves out here. Hearing someone dismiss it as worthless brought home to you how fragile it really is. It's people like them that you most want to protect from people like this voice, from people like you. Without thinking, in a burst of frustration, you lift Prosperina high above your head and stab down the open violin case. You put all your weight behind the motion, going for the kill. The blade plunges effortlessly through the velvet fabric, puncturing the padding on the board underneath before breaking through the rigid exterior and down into the soil in one last satisfying push. Try not to think about how like to flesh and bone it feels. You try not to think about how much you enjoyed it because of that. You hate to admit it, but the voice is right about one thing. Though your sword might not be what you're doing right, though your sword might not be what you're doing right now, it's rather pointless. You tug Prosperina back out of the body of the case, bracing one foot against the rim. The whole felt interior, board and all, comes out with the blade. Whoops. Something else comes up out of the hollow shell along with it. A small, square bit of card that someone must have hidden underneath. You pull it off and get a closer look at it. A blurry figure looks out from an even blurrier photograph. It looks like this was taken at a distance, secretly. They appear to be standing atop of a cliff wearing some kind of helmet. Their legs are bandaged. Your sword pierced them, straight through the sternum. Pierced her. Because you recognize this girl, you realize this photograph shouldn't exist. But it does. She should be a secret. But she isn't. You hear the voice's warning loud and clear. She's been found. Orca Roust is in danger. Oh god, oh fuck. And they saw that. Well, fuck. Okay, they're... Alright, they're in Volume 4. No need to look into it anymore. But... what the fuck just happened? Oh, so... Bitcoin, crypto. Those things appear on the menu over time, don't they? Huh. What if I go through Volume 1 real quick? Just... skip over everything. What would the menu look like? Oh fuck, I have to do that. Wait. But I looked at that. Fuck, no choice. God damn. Yeah. I just want to see if the menu will change. Nope. Interesting, though. Well,
That's about it. I'm gonna do something now.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna... My voice is tired. Okay, so I'm guessing... I think we have two little things ongoing here. So... Yeah, I'm fairly sure we have two ongoing things here. One of them, we're like investigating people who we think might be involved in this thing. While the other, we're going along with this game the person I set up. You know what? I'm gonna end this a little abruptly because I actually feel a bit sick all of a sudden. Oh god, oh fuck. Also, this is gonna be almost 3 hours. Oh god, oh fuck. I'm sorry for the people watching this who watch all 3 hours in one sitting. Oh god.